Alqubit, IT, as an expression of art. Alqubit, IT, as an expression of art.
Hello world, I'm back today after 7 months of long pause. I need to catch up and doing at least 2 live production per day for the other 7 months. So I want to overview and repeat what I have done already in 3 live production about Atem Mini Pro and Extreme Livestream optimization, because I have recently had another discussion with a member of the community on the group of Atem Mini, Blackmagic Atem Mini group, about the possibility to optimize the live stream and have 100% guaranteed result. Let me explain how it's done and what is the concept. I will return always about the system design and my background. I have done system stabilization of industrial electronics. How you stabilize the systems? You apply low pass filter, high pass filter, and you restrict the range of operation. This is fundamental law, physical law, nature, the law of nature. You cannot use a system or something that is outside of its specifics. And at the difference of what in the corporate usually is desired to do, agile BS. You need, in order to develop and design stable system and have even in broadcast stable systems, you need to respect the law of nature. You need to optimize the network, you need to optimize the specifics and the specs of the stable functionality end to end. And how I have been doing super reliable systems for more than 25 years. Minimalist design. You need to use the smallest amount of functionalities of the systems, and you need to use a range of functionalities that you give a large range of margins in order to function. And I have done when I've got the first Atem Mini, a lot of troubleshooting about the streaming, and I have a very limited upload speed throughput, only 5.7 megabits per second. I will show you what does it mean. It means that I have here this value. This live stream is with 3 megabit per second. And let's learn about the specs of the Atem Mini. I will use another from the web presenter, but the stack of the streaming is absolutely identical. We can use only H264, only 1080p HD. Those are the range in which you can use the system. HyperDeck High, 45 to 70 megabit per second. This, what does it mean? 45 bit from the 24-25 frame per second, and the maximum is at the 60 frame per second. This is the every range of functionality, and this is done on purpose. You cannot just with the fantasy of the desire that you have an event and ignore the characteristics of the system and of the network. This is specific slides of functionality. I'm using streaming medium because I have to stay within this range. You cannot just for the desire to have higher level of quality, bulldozing the system. it will build up the cache and you will stop the stream at certain point. You need to stay within, under. And how it's done the optimization? You need to put on the stream a very dynamic feed, video feed, in order to have the maximum expansion of the live stream bandwidth. And we need to set starting from the lowest possible, and I will show the exact with the help of Bitfocus companion. It is essential to have those values that have here are not enough to evaluate what is happening, because this is the throughput. But what is happening with the cache? We can evaluate only through this variable. My Atem Mega Extreme is called Atem_2. Stream cache used. This is fundamental to have your Atem Mini at the top at any point of the live production. You see here, I am between, I have just discovered this is the cache in seconds, in my opinion. You need to stay between 2 and 5, maximum 5. If you grow up, build up the cache higher than 5, you are building up step by step. Within 10 minutes, could be within 20 minutes. It is mandatory. It is 100%. You are going to crash of the cache. You need to stay always between 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5. And this is the dimensional adjustment that you need to do inside those settings here. Quality. My as I said, my streaming medium, and I am staying abundantly within those streaming medium. For it is capable of dynamically to adjust, but not at the infinite adjustment. You can go lower, but you can never go higher. You cannot go and push to 10 megabit streaming with the capability of 7 megabyte maximum to push it at the streaming high at 9 megabit per second or HyperDeck. I was after 7 months. Yesterday I was doing my initial pre-live test, and I have done for the first time caching build up, and was wondering what is happening. I've had tested different things. It was set inadvertently streaming high. I immediately build up the cache, and the methodology is dynamic video feed, very dynamic, very movement, in order to have the maximum expansion of the band. Put a certain level that you think you have, and doing the test. You're doing the test not looking at this value here, because it is too late if you looking at this one. It is too late. You need to look at this value with Bitfocus companion. There is no other way. You need to extract this variable, and I have done here. I'm using VLC with all my background music. I'm having on purpose the throughput. You can see those values are essential to stable live production. I don't have the tele light and I'm looking it's crazy. Sorry about that. I don't look at your eyes. You need to use this. It is essential. It is mandatory. It is life-saving. Extract those two variables. Stream cache usage, stream bitrate. Put it, I have set it here. It is the same on my stream deck. I'm having it here, real time. It cannot go wrong. I'm having it at the milliseconds, the reaction. And this is the essential. You cannot go further and boost the system for what it's not been done. You need to stay within the layers of throughput. And I want to destroy this myth about mythology about that Atem Mini has issues with it has issues if you use your car into the sea. You cannot do it, go in the water. You cannot go with the streaming slice further of this that is available networking throughput. It is adaptable only with those ranges, and you need to understand where you are within those 6 ranges. And if you need to do, I will share my workaround that I have. I'm recording as always in yesterday I have shared. I'm recording everything on uncompressed. I don't need to have anything here, even though I am recording, but with medium streaming quality. I'm recording the signal that is real 10-bit signal. For the difference of the recording that is 420, I'm having here 422 real because the HDMI signal is 422. And this is one workaround. The another is I having here that I haven't connected now, but I was using it all the time. Atem Mini Pro. I'm connecting it directly into the signal flow and forcing the recording into the highest HyperDeck High at 70 megabit per second. This is, if you get it new or use it, you will get it for 150 to 100 euros maximum. And it is operating as a HyperDeck basically. You can record everything. And have it the perfect backup of your live stream. This is one way of bypassing the upstream limitation that it forces your recording is the same quality. In this case, on Atem Mini Extreme, I'm having the recording medium, and I'm doing something like 1 gig and 2 per hour. Here I'm producing 7 gigabytes per minute. It is near as space occupation as ProRes high quality. And inside DaVinci Resolve, it is even if you have 2 terabytes, 3 terabytes, it is like butter. You can absolutely manage it without any issues. And returning to the optimization, you cannot skip this optimization. You cannot ignore this level of optimization. If you ignore it and enforces the system to perform what is not built in to do, it will develop the cache and you will stop your live stream. You will have issues because it is building up slowly. If I put here streaming high, within 20 minutes it will grow and cannot flush the cache, that is the buffer that it has. I cannot remember, 2 minutes or whatever it is. And once you reach the floor, the top, it stops. It is buffering and you cannot. And the functionality that you cannot stop the online with the cache buildup, it is to preserve the live stream. You can, if it's open, it will be flushed and you can continue. But it is extreme situation. It is not done to function with the building up of the cache. It is extreme salvation of something that is not done to do. There is another thing that I have shared different times, at least 3 times, even those. There is a little bug, and I am ensuring you there is a bug of the networking. And another thing that I want to add, this is a tiny system, specialized, real-time. It is subsystem of operating system, subsystem of the TCP IP stack, of the Ethernet functionality. You cannot pretend and want and expect that it will function as an entire operating system with NVIDIA, with RAM, with all the buffers at any level, with the same functionality of the super efficient TCP IP, with a system like that. What I have discovered as a bug, it was the bug that often happens if you reset the system state. It is always there. There are 3 major issues with that people are having with Atem Mini Extreme and Pro. USB cables. The cables are degrading with the time. Plugging and plugging, after a certain amount of time, they don't function anymore. So prepare to have always, if you constantly unplug and plug, the necessary quality and level of at least USB 3.1A, what was 1, and up about to have the connection of the hard disk. I'm using my special designed hard disk because I'm electronics and I'm doing system design. I can do whatever I want and it will always work. I can even work, I have tested it largely with laptop hard disk. It is not ISO. It is only one. um, ISO, what I was saying, with mechanical hard disk, I can absolutely record on mechanical hard disk every stream at its maximum, on recording maximum quality at this level, HyperDeck, 70 megabit per second. At its maximum is 10 megabyte per second. Abundantly, it's a little less, but 10 megabyte for every stream. If you have ISO, 80 megabyte per second plus headroom plus audio plus 100 megabyte per second. It is still with 20 megabyte per second lower than the 1 gig Ethernet is offering. You cannot go and break the system with your live stream and your recording. If you know what you are doing, it is abundantly overdimensioned, but you cannot force what is not supposed to do. And I wanted to say, yes, I was about to say what was the bug. The bug is IP acquisition, and especially the naming resolution with bonjour. At certain events, what I have noticed is if you connect the mobile device, it acquires and builds up its internal database of naming resolution that cannot get unstuck at certain point. And it continues to use the IP that has been used during the connection with the mobile device. This happened different times and I simply don't use it, but I needed to do an enormous troubleshooting in order to getting unstuck. Because what is happening, when this is happening, the behavior is always the same. You cannot anymore use the Atem software control. It crashes every time on every system. You can have multiple systems, multiple laptops, computer, different systems. It distributes this naming, those two. Those are bonjour broadcasts, naming resolution. Those getting matched with the incorrect IP, the old IP or the erroneously recorded IP, I will explain. Sorry. This is the major issue with the networking. It is not that its caching is incapable to flush. This is the origin, because if you have the networking issue with the visibility and acquiring the MP and absolutely super fluently to work at the Ethernet and TCP level, you obviously don't work at any stack over this. And how I have solved this? This happened with the media, how I can go get out, with the mobile connection. And this happened. If I have done it with I have done this test with both systems, Atem Mini Pro and Atem Mini Extreme. I have done if you do let's try this. If you do factory reset, nothing happens. It doesn't reset everything. Nothing happens. It doesn't getting stuck. And with this factory reset, you don't cancel the mediums, the pictures. The issue that is starting and I have deducted what is the issue. Clear startup state. In my opinion, there is a little bug that it is preset IP. In my opinion, there is some character inside those invalid character probably that is acquiring this default IP, and it cannot get unstuck with the Bonjour broadcast name resolution. And I have discovered how I have had 100% resolution and everything was working, because Atem software control in this case doesn't work. You cannot open the Atem software control. What you can open is the Atem setup. The resolution that has worked every time is you need to put a valid static IP, but not changing the value, not changing the IPs. You need to delete completely every row. Delete everything. Insert a new, the valid IP, static IP address from your network with the valid gateway, with the valid DNS, and save the configuration. The system starting immediately to work as a Swiss watch again, but it will take time to build up and distribute the naming matching with the Bonjour naming distribution. You need to connect manually, explicitly to the IP that you have set. Let me return to the initial. You need to return to this, and even though there are present here the naming, the matching with the IP is incorrect yet. You need to manually enforce connect to the IP, static IP that you have set, enforce it with the static IP. Once you connect done in that way, it updates all the database of the naming resolution with Bonjour, and it begins to work totally every time, forever. At least you don't have to do the same thing to connect to mobile or to reset the system state. And this has been, I haven't seen the update of the firmware since last year. Yes, Atem software control has been updated, but I don't want to lose my life to test if it still works or not. I have done, in order to have the stable live stream, I know that you are doing events and everything. You need to respect the nature of the beast. You need to absolutely not to use Wi-Fi. It is not stable. You cannot guarantee the range within the slice of network that you have set. Or at least you have to downgrade by preventing this with the lower quality in order to have major buffer in order to, but it is not guaranteed anyway. And this is the bug that I have ensure you I have 100%. I have had 100% issue with system reset and 100% success with enforcing the first time valid static IP by deleting every one of the IP configuration rows. That's why I'm deducting that there is something with invalid character inside the default IP that it is acquired during the reset. Once this is done, you can return absolutely easygoing with the dynamic IP settings, and it will work because it is already into the stable state, consistent state, and every operation that you are doing, it is responding, updating the database of the naming distribution, naming resolution, and everything is working. But if you want to have the super stable live stream, live production, and everything related with Atem Mini Extreme, as with any system connected to the network, you need to develop the minimum guaranteed enterprise level of networking. I have shared, I'm having here enterprise HP small switch, but it is the enterprise level. And I have set on purpose everything is with static IPs, because this is, I kept everything turned off for 7 months. I turned on, just turned on everything. It was working at its maximum performance immediately, because it is consistent configuration, consistent range of expectations of what the system needs to offer, the live stream. And I have never had any caching issue, absolutely never, except one time with the destination systems had a little down, and it was obviously it breaks the live stream. But it is essential, this resolution, and I have invested a lot of time to optimization, and I have absolutely, I'm guaranteed 1000% guarantee that it works 100% every time. There is, I'm having the ridiculous amount of upstream 5.7 at the maximum, and it works, and it is with more than decent quality. And this is briefly that I had shared, but in the videos that had been live production of 3 hours, obviously you are missing those things. This is specifically for this functionality. I'm using Restream, and it is absolute guarantee that it works with the distribution on now. Currently I'm distributing on Facebook, YouTube, and on LinkedIn, and it works with my upstream bandwidth, with my settings, and this is the number one functionality that you need to implement immediately. Let me open those. You see, there is no movement there. It is dynamic. It is constantly flushing. This is constant. You see, always going between 3 and 5, 3 and 5, 3 and 5. If I'm going to 10, that is very already bad sign, because after 10 it will reach 20, it will reach 40, it will reach 1 minute, it will reach it is not functioning as it was supposed to function if you build up this value higher than 5. You need to stay 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. You have the absolute certainty that it will work. This is the must for having the Atem Mini Extreme Pro, and I will see on the 24th the new version G2, but the values will be, I suppose, the same. And this is briefly what I wanted to share. You need to use the concept of system. You cannot abandon the concept of system, or concept of system design. You cannot push just because you want to. Your desire is to do with a better quality without the characteristics of the network, without the guarantee SLA of the network. It's not issue of the Atem Mini caching issues. It issues that it is specifically fine-tuned into the slices, 6 slices. You need to stay in one of those, not in all of them. Only one. The lowest, the middle, the highest, but it needs to be consistently with the characteristics of the network, with all the aspects of the consistent configuration, is stable connections and everything. This is, we have golden live stream if you apply those basic rules of system design. And with this, I will stop here. It will be very easy going, a quick live stream. I will do the same with different aspects of IT systems that I need to catch up a lot about the project management, about the assessment and requirements, about the networking design and documentation, all those aspects that having done. I have begun with systems, with technology in 87. It is 38 years. I have it in my DNA and blood. It is for me like air. It is natural. It is without even thinking. It is absolutely natural for me to do system design, system optimization, matching the things in a reasonable way in order to obtain maximum throughput, output. The stack You need to think about the systems end to end, as I have said yesterday. They are different aspects, but the rule of nature is always the same. You need to think end to end holistically. The entire stack horizontally and vertically. This is, you see, still 3.2. And let me put my outro as usual, and we will see soon with another interesting video. Thank you very much. I hope this is useful. It is gold. I'm the black magic sorceress. And if you listen to me, you have IT systems at the best, security at the best, design and investment at the best, and live streaming at the best. This is the truth. I cannot do anything about that. I have the experience and the knowledge. I love you all. Let's go and having some fun with further live streamings. Thank you very much. Bye. To the next one.
Alqubit. IT as an expression of art. Alqubit. IT as an expression of art. Alqubit, IT, as an expression of art.